Hello everybody, it's Bill again, and had an interesting question. There's this great produce place, it's called the Produce Place. It's like a little market, produce market, and they had these really cool pineapples. These are pink pineapples, and they're really delicious. They're better than a regular pineapple. So the thing is, people are like, well, what do you do with it? This isn't just like buying a can of pineapple, and I think it's really complicated. So I want to break it down to some really simple steps on how we're going to cut up a pineapple. And first of all, we got to just have a couple of safety things. One is you need a decent sized knife. And as you can see, if my hand gets wet or I lose my grip, I'm not going to run my hand down the blade. It's going to stop right here. Where if you're trying to use some little dainty knife, your hand can come in contact with the blade. And actually I did that when I was a kid carving ham one time. My mom was making ham salad, so I was promised I'd cut up all the ham for her. And my hand was all greasy and I slid right down the length of the blade. So that's kind of a no-no. So always keep a towel in case you get confused and in a rush. You want to make sure, take a break, wash your hand, dry your hand, whatever, and try and keep a dry hand and a wet hand. So I got this foolish thing. First off, with pineapple, less green is better. That means it's ripe. So there were a few there, and I kind of picked through them, and I kind of decided this was the best one. Well, so the next step is, how do we make this thing manageable? We don't want stuff rolling around when we're trying to cut it up, right? So we don't need any fancy tools here, just a decent knife. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off both ends. And let me tell you, it's a little tough. Look at that, it's beautiful pink inside there. Just want to cut back far enough so I know that I'm getting out to the real stuff. Now I just have a paper plate here that I can throw my stuff on here. Now this pineapple isn't very tall. I'm going to cut it kind of uneven because it is hard to cut around stuff. And now what I want to do is, if it were a really tall pineapple, I would cut it in half. This isn't, so we're going to be fine. So now what we're going to do is we want to go all the way around and we want to cut the outside skin off. So we're just going to go back, and I can see where the skin kind of starts and ends. And if you think about it, pineapple is kind of like a Coke bottle shape. So if it's really fat in the middle, you would want to cut it in half. Otherwise, you're trying to cut, in a curve. This one's pretty straight up and down. So I just want to pick here. Too carried away here. Slow but steady wins the race. Now what you want to be careful of is that these are like the seeds, and they're the part that are hard you don't want to eat. So that's why I'm making sure I cut them out. And I can go back around if there's any I miss. So I think I have missed a couple. So I kind of look, and you can see, like right here's one. So I'm just going to cut it again. It's usually on the corner piece that I can see I missed a bunch right here. That's why I flipped it upside down so I could check it out again. So you just put a little thyme in the front end, And I'm definitely paying attention to my knife, not looking at the camera as much. Just got a little bit of rind still there. And it's slippery, so we want to be careful. So if I look around it, I see still got a couple more pieces that might be kind of hard. And especially if you're giving this to someone else, you want to make sure you really get all those hard things out. Nope, that's okay. We're okay. Oop. No, we're not. Alright, so now I know what you're asking. There's a core in the middle. They make that special core tool, right? Well, they do, but look at this. I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to cut it in half again. Right down the middle of that core. I'm going to put this one out of my way for right now. And this is really simple. So there are two ways of dealing with this. One is, if you're too talented, you know, you can just cut this way. Or if you're not sure, you can still do this way and just get your fingers out of the way. And it's really only that very center part that's the core. That look good. So we just want to follow that core down. And as you do so, sometimes you find parts you missed. And you can feel that core is kind of hard. You wouldn't want to eat that. Just missed that just a little bit. There we go. So now we got all this beautiful pineapple. So what's left? So, moving, I need a dry hand, set my knife down. I just have a little container here that I can seal up real well. And I was trying to make bite-sized chunks. So how am I going to do that? Well, let's just see here. And I'm telling you that this is the sweetest, best pineapple you'll ever eat. Hard to find. Thank goodness we get it locally. A friend of mine was saying the other day how he doesn't eat fish because he doesn't trust not getting bones. And I said, it's funny, I grew up on water fishing, and you got to know how to eat. You got to, use your tongue to feel around with every bite you take. In case you didn't do a very good job. Alright, before we do anything else, we want to get our hands clean. Nice clean. remove this. So I got my scraps to throw away, and yeah, you know, you're going to throw away a bunch of stuff, but that's quite okay, because you don't want to try and eat the stuff you can't eat. It's probably as a kid when I didn't like pineapple. And you know, all you want to do is take some of it now, put it in a little plate. You don't need to add anything or put sugar on it or anything like that. I'm just going to put some on a plate here, a little dish. Really great snack. Now if you want to call for the kids or grandkids to come running, I guarantee you they'll sticking their hands in there, eating that up and loving every minute, because that's as sweet as pineapple gets. It's so tender, it's so juicy. It's really, really great stuff. I mean, it's just perfect. It's really good. So, that's all I was going to show you today. Like I said, please subscribe, comment, ring the notification bell, and give me some ideas. You know, hit me up with something you don't know how to do. I just did corned beef, and someone was asking me about that. You know, with St. Patty's Day coming, and I'm going to be putting that video out very soon. But this is all really simple stuff. Just take your time and be careful out there. Okay? Have a great day.